Okay, hello everybody. I am not on my face on the camera because you're going to see my hands. I am going to show you how quick it is to do a manicure with the Jamberry Lacquer. And I'm going to do a pretty little accent nail. I'm going to do that one that has the green in it. This is literally all the tools that you need and a hair dryer. If you're just starting, you don't have to get the heater and make that investment if you're not sure if you're going to like it. It's very easy, and I'll even post a picture of what my very first manicure tools look like. This is the old heater. Christy, I don't even know if you probably have seen that, since this is the old antique Jamberry heater. It is Jamberry, but now they have a little tiny one that I'm very jealous of. It's called a mini heater, and I'm jealous, and I may actually get that with one of my rewards as well. But I don't know how much camera time I have. It is plugged in while I'm recording, but my tablet and my phone have both been really picky. So I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to do the wraps first, and then that way that's done, and then my nails can dry, and I can show you the dry time on that. This is the last mani that I had on, the little roses. I had shown you that, but I want to show you where you can see through that. You can see where there is some missing spaces. Like I used a wrap here, I used some wraps here. You can see the middle section of those wraps still left. So that is one complete wrap applied. Actually, let me pull that out of the page. It's probably a little bit easier. Just didn't think about that. This is one manicure applied from a sheet. So one sheet will easily do 3 manicures, because you can see that I have another set on the other side of those matching, and then I have those odd ones, so I easily have 3 manicures on that. If you do pedicures with them, that will actually last you a little bit longer than that. So I actually pre-cut my little accent nail on here. These are some accent nails. I think Christy may have sent me these, but those are great little things, and just a nice little way to sample. So what I'm going to do is turn on my heater, so it might get a little bit loud. I just used basic tweezers. What I did is I pre-cut this so that I wouldn't have to do that while I had you on the video, but I just basically lined it up with my fingernail where I'm going to put that, and then underneath I cut to where the line is so that I have a little bit of overhang, and I'll show you what that's for. The heater's heating up there now. It's already nice and hot. I can feel that temperature there. And with that, trying to not touch the back of the wraps. This is a metallic wrap, so we don't want to heat it too long because the metallics are a little bit quicker. I do heat my nail itself on the heater as well as the wrap. And you just hold the wrap long enough where it just starts to curl. You don't want it to curl on itself, because then it'll be harder to apply. But there you can see it's just starting to curl. And while those are both still warm, I'm just going to, of course I'm not doing this right up and lined up like I usually do with my eyes, but I just put it on there, press down the center, and then I use a manicure tool with a little spongy tip and just press out to the sides. And press out to the sides. Now it cooled a little bit longer than I usually let it before, because again, I'm doing this at arm's length so that you can see it. And then I just heat it with the heater again. Again, I'm doing this at arm's length, not as close as I usually do for detail. And I did not, I'll be honest, I kind of cheated, and I did not prep my nail with using alcohol wipes on it to get all the excess oils on it. I had taken the nail polish off, and I had washed my hands, so they should be pretty good. So this wrap may not last me the full 10 days, but that's okay, because I'm doing it more to show you guys. But there, it's applied on there, but you can see you have that little bit of overhang. I take my cuticle scissors, turn that off because it does get very hot. And with the cuticle scissors, I'm just going to cut right along the edge of the nail. And that way it's less that I have to file off. It does not have to be exact, and you don't want to get your nail, just get the wrap. And there you can see a little bit closer that it just barely is visible, and you can see it there as on the scissors. Jamberry does have a great glass nail file, which is great for actually trimming your nails, but to trim the actual wrap, I actually like to use the metal files because I think that they cut the wraps a little bit easier. You use a downward stroke, and what I'm doing is I am actually cutting that wrap as I'm filing. So there you can see it's starting to, camera doesn't want to focus real great on it, but I think that gives you a good idea. Now my right one would take a little bit longer, so I'm not going to do that one until after my nails dry. But this way you get a good idea on how quickly you can do a manicure. But there is that nail done. I'm just going to rub it down one more time and apply a little bit more heat. I like to rub it cool first. And this is, I rub, and rub because these are heat activated and applied on there. And just rubbing it real good, just make sure that you have a real good seal there. And I like to apply the heat again after I have the wrap on my nail, just so that it does actually give me a nice hot seal there. And I've taken that, I'm off the camera there, I'm sorry. Taken that little rubber tool, I guess it's a cuticle pusher, and just going over that whole nail. So there's that nail done. It won't take that long and my heater's already hot, so let me go ahead and do the other one. That way you can see both of them done. I usually sit down in front of the television, watch a show, and just take my time doing these, so it does take me a while to do it, but just because of the way that I apply them. The application really does not take that long. Again, I'm right-handed, so this is a little bit backwards and kind of hard since I'm doing it at arm's length and a hot heater on my arm. And then I'm just pressing it down on there lightly because the tool itself is going to give me the rub, the tight seal. That heater is still running, which is fine. Oh, there's that other wrap piece. I usually have like a little cotton square or something there to collect my little scraps that I am trimming off. Otherwise you may find them on your clothes or on your pants, or you don't want them on your furniture. I had a Jamberry lady who would has actually found wraps in her dishwasher. That would be Alicia. So I'm going to warm that nail again now that the wrap is on there. I'm sorry you're getting the white side of my arm with that flash on there. And I'm just going to rub it towards the edges because I want to lock that seal in nice and tight. Now this is an accent nail, so it isn't quite the exact fit that I would choose off the sheet, but you don't want the wraps to go all the way edge to edge anyway, because if they are all the way to the edge, it's sometimes hard to not have that wrap so that it's, oh, let me get back into the camera, have that wrap so that it doesn't touch the skin, because if it's touching your skin, it's going to lift some because your skin oils are going to get it. You just want it on the nail bed itself. Okay, so we have that one on and sealed pretty much. I'm going to file it and then seal it again, and then we can turn that heater off. I have my air conditioner turned off so that I don't have it rattling in the background. You use a downward motion because you don't want to go up, because that would lift the wrap. You don't worry about filing the tips of your nails. If you want to do a basic shape, that's one thing before you do it, but you don't want to file the tips of your nails because you are going to file it as you're doing your application. And again, this is taking a little bit longer than it should just because I am doing it at an awkward angle and at arm's length instead of where I can actually see it. so that I can be under the camera for you guys. Alright. Got most of the little, you want to get all those little flurbs off that are just kind of sticking out there. You can see the edge of my wrap is a little bit up there. I can see it from here. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but the very corner there is lifting. So that's actually a very good example of why after I file, I rub it with the cuticle tool one more time. So just heating that nail again. You just want to be careful because it is very hot and you don't want to cook your nail. If you're doing it on little ones, just be very sensitive and have your finger where you're holding it, holding their finger as well, because the heat's going to be more sensitive to them. Alright. My niece doesn't like me even filing or pushing her cuticles back. You would think that I'm cutting them off, but I just try to teach her if she does it a little bit at a time, it doesn't hurt. Alright, so there we go. I've got the 2 accent nails done. Now I'm going to turn off the heater and push it out of the way. These are what I have of my Jamberry lacquers. It is a polish, but they call them lacquers. I don't remember all of the things that they are free, but I do know that they do not have, oh, it's right on the bottle here. I don't know if that will focus so that you can read it. Oh, look at that. It is, let's see, without the 5s, we have DBP, formaldehyde, toluene, from whatever, resin, and camphor. So their lacquers do not have any of those chemicals in there that are in most others. Just trying to think of which, this one is an older one. I'm just trying, because I think that they may even have 8 free now. Christy will be able to correct me on that. All of these are saying 5 free. And this one has a little bit of a sparkle to it. Obviously on the nails it has a little bit more. So they do have those with some sparkle effects, and they even have like a glitter overlay that you can do as well. Okay, get it to focus back on me. So I am doing my favorite color, which is the teal. And I'm sorry my one hand is, let me try, see if I can turn around. It's just hard to tell where my hands are and what you can see. But I'm going to show you how quickly these dry, because I'm going to do one hand, the other hand, and then I can pretty much do that second coat right away. Some of their colors, I know that like my purple and I believe the blue, I have actually done one coat and gone, and it looks great with just one coat. This green does need 2 coats at least. But you can see how pretty and nice that goes on. Trying to get that camera to focus and stay on my hand. And I'm really going over and above for you guys because I don't like my hands on camera. I'm sure all of us hate something on camera, but and again, this is at arm's length and not really exactly where I can see, so it may not be as fine-tuned as I would normally do it, but there is coat 1. Try to get over there. And again, my tablet is out of my eye view, so I can't really see if it's in focus, so I do apologize if it kicks out of focus. Jerk out of there. I am going to leave this on live, not after I do my second coat, but after I do my first coat, so that you can see how quickly it dries. Look how pretty those look together. And that's the fun part about Jamberry. You can do a fun little accent nail just to spruce up your lacquers, and it's a little bit quicker of a manicure than doing a full set of wraps. Or if you don't really care for the wraps on all of your nails, if it's a little bit too busy. They do have some great solids. I don't get the solids typically unless they're a fun, like this is a fun metallic one that I got. It actually shows the metallic more than it's showing on the screen there, but those and glitters are about the only solid wraps that I get. I save my solids for my lacquers. Just the way that I am in my personality. Everybody each their own. Now I can actually see that these are already, that one's like barely has some tack to it, but this particular polish actually has a little bit more of a matte finish to it. You could probably see that on there instead of a gloss. You can always do a gloss coat over top of it. I love that wrap, and the wrap actually has a little bit of a sparkle to it. Let me do, first hand is dry enough that I can do that second coat onto that one. And again, sorry my hand is blocking. It's kind of hard to do a mani and record all at the same time. I'm not the pro at this. Christy, I'm sure, will do a lot better for us. Oop. Can see I didn't get that edge because, again, I'm not looking at this at close length. I'm doing it at arm length. Heater blowing all of that hot air has definitely made me hot. So I'm wiggling the table as I'm moving because, there we go. Look how pretty that is. See if I can get the camera to focus on it. So that is one hand done with the Jamberry lacquers and a wrap. The second coat obviously will take a little bit longer to dry, but again, is it 9 o'clock? I'm not even sure what time it is. But I will be able to go to bed with these fine with no problem, and they will look just as nice in the morning. Go ahead and do this other coat. And here you can see on my thumb, you can see that little bit of a matte finish that this has. It's just that particular polish. Lacquer. I'm sorry, I'm using the wrong terminology. She's going to get me. But I'm looking forward to trying the Color Cure because they will last even longer than the lacquers, and they're a heavier duty as well. They are closer to the gels as far as endurance and longevity. And she'll be able to fill us in a little bit more with those. And I don't know about you guys, but I always use the shower to get my excess nail polish off of around my fingers. It comes off easily in the shower once you start to wash your hands or whatever. Okie dokie. Thank you for putting up with my wiggling and bouncing off the camera. But I just wanted to share why I'm having the Jamberry party and just show you how quick and easy it is to do a full manicure. I can see my time on the recording is 20 minutes, and that is doing 2 wraps and polishing all the nails so that I'm all set to go. A little bit of trim around the cuticle edges with nail polish remover is all I would need to go out the door. And this will be set probably maybe within 5 minutes, if that, where I could touch it. I'm not going to keep the camera going, but you can see even on this other hand that I did, Let me get this to focus a little bit more. They are starting to get that little bit of a matte finish that this has. It's not a flat matte, but it does have a little bit of a dullness to this particular one. It's not a high gloss finish like some of my others. But they are already starting to dry. As you can see, I got the... touching it dry, that's actually okay to tap. I just wouldn't want to bump it or anything. So that just shows you how quick they dry. Thanks for joining me, and I look forward to you guys getting to see a little bit more and Christy showing you all of her expert stuff. Talk to you later. Bye.